What's up, everybody? This is Mark Claiborne from ClientDisputeManagerSoftware.com. Welcome, everybody, to my live stream here. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about paying collections. The number one question is, should you pay a collection account on your credit report? Again, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about what you should do first before you pay off any collections on your credit report. Now, I want you to stay all the way through this stream because I have a special gift for you at the end of this stream. This is a very powerful session tonight. I'm only going to be on here from 10 to 15 minutes. Let me set my clock. And like I said, we're going to talk about, should you pay a collection account that appears on your credit report? Now, let me tell you a little bit about that. If you pull up your credit report, or if you get a credit monitoring alert and it states that there is a new negative item on your credit report, and then you pull your credit report and you notice that there is a collection account on your credit report. Now, some people may say, well, Mark, it's my account and I'm going to go ahead and pay the account. Okay, I understand that, but I want you to slow down first. Here's the reason why. Is it really your account? That's the question you got to ask. Number two, and if it is your account, is the balance that the collection agency is asking you to pay, is that correct? Right? Is the date open on that collection account correct? What about the past due balance? What about, was there any interest that was tacked on to that collection account that you did not approve? So these are the things that you need to look out for first before you hand the collection agency some money. Now, let's take you through the steps on how to deal with a collection account on your credit report before you pay a dime. The first thing you have to remember is that if you pay any money on a collection account, whether it's yours, whether it's inaccurate or accurate or whatever the case may be, if you pay a partial amount of money on that collection account, what it's going to do, it's going to reset the statute of limitations for your particular state that collection agency can take you to court for. So let me help you understand this. Every single state has a statute. I'm not a lawyer. Don't take this for legal advice. It's just information only, but I want you to be educated. Every state has a statute of limitations where a creditor or a collector can sue you for a debt. You guys with me? So I want you to understand that. So if you have a $3,000 collection account on your credit report and you want to get it removed because you're trying to buy a house or you're trying to buy a car and you want your credit score to go up, say you want to get it removed, right? I know we've all been in this situation because I have. And you have the money in the bank. The first thing that you're thinking is that I should go ahead and pay this collection account, right? But you don't have the whole $3,000. So you're saying, well, maybe I can negotiate something and maybe I can make a payment arrangement with the debt collector, right? So say you call the debt collector and you make a payment arrangement. But what you're really doing is that if you make this payment arrangement, you may be restarting the statute of limitations in your state where the creditors or the collector can possibly sue you for the debt if you do not honor the payment arrangement. Say something happens and you cannot continue the payment arrangement, but because you altered, because you called the collector and because you called the creditor and you say, I want to set a payment arrangement, you may have reset the statute of limitations for your particular state on how long the debt collector or the creditor can go to court and sue you for the debt that you defaulted on. You guys understand what I'm saying? So this is critical for anyone that is trying to pay off a collection account on their credit report. It is critical because, see, what happens is a lot of people, they just go pay, or they go make a payment arrangement because they're scared. And what they don't realize is that sometimes that collection could be about to expire when it comes to the statute of limitation, where they can't sue you. But when you go and you pay on the collection account, it can reset that statute of limitation to another 3 or 2 or 4 or 5 years, where the collection agency can sue you for the debt. So you have to be super careful before you call them on the phone. All right. Before you pay any debt, before you pay any collection account on your debt, the very first thing you want to do is you want to send a debt validation letter to the collection agency. Here's the reason why. What if it's a scam? What if it's a hoax? What if it's a scammer trying to get money from you, right? Now, say, for example, you see the collection on your credit report, but yet another company calls you on the phone and they're trying to collect a debt from you. You see, I don't know who you are. You're calling me on the phone. I'm not sure that I owe this amount. So the first thing you want to do is you want to send a debt validation letter to the collector, asking the collector to validate the debt. Even though it's yours, you ask them to validate the debt, because guess what happens? Say, for example, you took out a loan for $1,000 and you defaulted on the loan. A year went by, there was interest that was owed on that loan because you signed the original contract with the creditor. And in the contract, terms and conditions, it says that if you default on the loan, you're going to owe any collection fees plus interest that you don't pay the loan back. So if you let the loan go, you're required to pay interest, collection fees, and everything else. But because we did not read the terms and conditions, we failed to understand what we were signing. So now when it goes to the collection agency now has this agreement. And now what they did was your original balance for $1,000 is now $1,500. Why? Because you may have signed something that allows the creditor to tack on collection fees, tack on interest. And this is why it is now $1,500 versus $1,000. So this is why before you go and start to pay this collection agency, you want to ask them to validate the debt for 2 reasons. Number one, are they a scam? Number one, are they a scam? Number two, show me proof. Show me proof, collection agency, that number one, you have the right to collect this debt. That's number one. Are you working for the original creditor? Collection agency. Did you buy the debt from the original creditor? Collection agency. You see, collection agency, you put the negative item on my credit report. So before I pay you anything, I first want to validate who you are. So you want to send a certified mail, certified letter to the collection agency. We're talking about paying off a collection account. There's a few things that you need to do before you do that. I don't care if the collector is calling you right and left. I don't care if it's on your credit report, but I want to protect you. And the way that you protect you is through education. So what we want to do when we see a here's what we want to do. I want you guys to write this down or go back and watch this video again. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. So every single time I put out a new video, you get notified just like you're getting notified right here, because I want you to get all the juice. So there's 2 things you want to do. Number one, whenever a collector calls you on the phone or you see it on your credit report, the first thing you want to do is you want to get their address. You say, hey, collector, what is your address? You keep calling me over the phone. What is your address? And the reason why you want to get their address is because you want to send them a debt validation letter. That's why you want to get their address. Okay, that's number one. Number two, in the debt validation letter, write this down for me. Write this down. Anybody that's watching this video, I want you to write these two things down. Number one, I want you to ask them to send me proof that you have the right, collector, to collect this debt, number one. Number two, I want you to send me proof that I truly own this debt. Like, this is truly my debt. I want you to send me proof, because you are saying that I owe you $1,500, but when I remember that this account was only $700, so I want you to send me proof of why you claim that I owe this debt. Now, this is very important because this validates that the debt collector is not a scam. It validates that they have a right to collect this debt. It also validates that the balance that they're trying to collect is actually valid. Because sometimes in the original contract that you sign with the creditor, sometimes it doesn't give the creditor the right to add interest on top of the original balance, or the right to add collection fees. So this is why before you sign any more credit card accounts, you want to look at the terms and conditions, and you want to make sure it doesn't allow them to collect these fees if you ever default on the debt. So before you pay off a debt collection account on your credit report, you have to think first, because remember, even if you call up a debt collector and you want to negotiate a payment plan, then you got to remember you have to stay with the payment plan. Because if you don't stay with the payment plan and you default on the payment plan, then what it's going to do, it could restart the statute of limitations on when and how long the collector can come after you in court. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They will take you to court. And the only reason why they will do it is because they know you won't show up in court. And they know that they will get a default judgment by default. They will get a judgment against you by default. And this will automatically appear on your credit report, further damaging your credit score. We're talking about a judgment can drop your credit score anywhere from 30 to like 100 points, a recent judgment. So you always want to avoid the collector from taking you to court. Now, I said we're only going to be here for a few minutes, 15, 10 minutes. I want to share with you guys one more thing. I want to share, is it okay if I share with you one more thing? Type in the chat for me if it's okay that I share with you one more important strategy that you should remember when dealing with medical collection, medical debt, any type of debt. All right. Is it okay that I share this one powerful thing with you that can save you? It can save your credit report. All right, let's check it out. Here we go. If you go to, okay, it depends on what state you're in. A lot of these medical plans are garbage. And it really depends on what state you are in. If you're not in the Obamacare, or if you run your own credit repair business, you have these really bad medical plans, especially Florida. All right. Now, if you go to the hospital a lot, if you have an emergency or any type of debt where there's a large bill, okay, and you forgot to pay the bill, there's one thing that you need to always do. If a collection, okay, first of all, whenever you apply for credit or you go into the hospital or anything that you do that you pay a bill for, you always want to give them your current phone number and your current address every time. Here's the reason why. You go to the hospital, you go to the doctor, they do a lot of blood work for you. They said your bill is $800, right? You're like, $800? What's that $800 for? So you can't pay the $800. Well, here's what you got to do. The collection agency is going to call you. It did not hit your credit report yet. Anytime you receive a letter from the collection agency, if you receive a dunning letter from the collection agency and it says, this letter is from the collection agency and this is an attempt to collect a debt, this means they have not placed the collection on your credit report yet. Let me tell you something. You want to protect your credit report, even though the doctor may be wrong, even though the creditor may be wrong, right? You didn't ask for all this blood work. You didn't ask for all of this stuff in the hospital. Even though they may be wrong, the number one thing you want to do is you want to call them back on that number and you want to set up a payment plan right away. You want to set up a payment plan, or you ask them, do they have any discounts? So what I mean by that, if the lab collection agency calls you, you say, hey, listen, I didn't know it was $800 bill. I'm kind of strapped for cash. I'm a cash patient. The key word is I'm a cash patient. You want to tell them you're a cash patient. And you say, do you have any discounts for cash patients? And they're going to say, yes, we got like a 40% discount. So that $1,000 will be discounted right away, all the way down to $600. So at that point, you should get a credit card and pay off that $600 before it goes on your credit report. If it goes on your credit report, I'm telling you, it's going to drop your credit score 30 to 40 points, and you're going to fight to get it off your credit report. So if you get a call from a collection agency, if you get a letter from a collection agency, the first thing you want to do is ask them, tell them you're a cash patient. Can I get a discount? And then if you don't ask them for the discount, they're not going to give it to you. This is what I learned. If you don't ask them for the discount, guys, this is what I learned. If you don't have Obamacare, and you are a cash patient, if you don't have insurance at all, and you are a cash patient for medical, you have to tell them I am a cash patient, and they will give you a discount every single time. Let me give you an example. A friend of mine had some terrible insurance here in Florida. He knows I'm in the credit repair space, right? He called me. He said, Mark, I got some allergy panels ran, and it cost me $1,700. This is exactly what he told me. He said, Mark, my insurance is terrible. What am I supposed to do? I don't have $1,700. I said, you know what, man? Call the lab. It was LabCorp. I said, call LabCorp back and tell them you are a cash patient. Tell them you didn't know these allergy panels were so expensive, and ask them for a discount. Do you know what they did? LabCorp gave him 40% off. His bill went from $1,700 down to $1,000 just for speaking. All he did was ask. All he did was say, well, hey, listen, I'm a cash patient. I didn't know it was this high. Is there any way you can reduce it down? Do you have any discount? They said, yes, sir. We got a 40% discount. Boom, I'll drop it down to $1,000. I saved my friend $700 in a matter of minutes just for what I am sharing with you right now. So the key to what I'm telling you today, anytime you fill out an application, anytime you go for any hospital, any clinic, any dental, anything that requires a bill, make sure your address, your email, your phone number is up to date. The reason why you want that, because you want them to be able to contact you for your bill. And when they do contact you for your bill, never let it go to collections. Always call them ahead of time. Hey, listen, I see this bill is a little high. Can I get the discount? I'm a cash patient. Or can I set up a payment plan? And when you set up a payment plan, the reason why you are doing this is so you stop the collector from reporting a negative item on your credit report. That's why. All right, guys. See, thank you so much for watching today. Listen, what I'm going to do right now, please subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel. When you do subscribe, turn on the notification so you can get all of my training every single time I go live. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to give you a free gift just for watching all the way through. So let me go ahead and give this free gift to you right now. Let me give it to you right now. I'm trying to grab it. Here's what I'm going to do. I put together a dispute guide.
Smart. Listen, education.
I put together a dispute guide. And in this dispute guide, it's going to help you. It's like a dispute guide checklist. And it's going to help you step by step whenever you're doing some disputing. Okay, it's going to help you step by step. So let me give you this dispute guide right now. Okay, let me see. I'm going to give it to you right now. Here it is. Subscribe. Okay, let me give you this dispute guide. 1 second, guys. All right, here's the dispute guide. So I'm going to give you the dispute guide. I just dropped it in the link just now. Okay, hold on. Here it is right here. I'm going to drop a link. Okay, there it is. A dispute guide for you for disputing. It's a checklist. Whenever you send a dispute letter out, you can use this checklist. And also, I'm giving you 3 powerful dispute letters. 3 powerful dispute letters. 3 powerful dispute letters that you can use whenever you want to send out dispute. Okay, these are 3 letters that I used when I was running my credit restoration business. These are 3 letters that I used that really helped my customers see some better results. So I can't guarantee you that you will see the same results with these dispute letters, but once you download these dispute letters, make sure you modify them to fit your own particular situation. Okay, so you got the free dispute guide whenever you the free dispute checklist. Whenever you send out a dispute letter, you want to go by your checklist. And then I'm giving you 3 powerful letters that I used when I was running a credit restoration company. And I use these letters to help my customers improve their credit score. Hey, listen, I hope you guys got some value today. Enjoy the rest of your day. This is Mark Claiborne from ClientDisputeManagerSoftware.com. Until next time, I'll see you again.